Good afternoon, everyone. Alfred Einstein coming to you from the beautiful Pockets of Specialized Knowledge studios in wonderful Brevard County, Florida. Hope you're having a great day. I'm going to ask some important questions here and point out some flaws that some of us may or may not have. How are you wired? Now, the reason I'm asking that is I have 4 kids. 2 are exceptionally bright. 2 are exceptionally motivated and ambitious. Actually, 1 is both educated and motivated, but we're not going to get into that. But the point is, all 4 were raised the same way. I love them all the same, but they're all a little different. And they're taking their time. All of them are still kind of young. I mean, my oldest is 36, my son. He's still trying to figure out where he fits. Making a lot of money, but he's still trying to figure it out. So how are you wired? Have you ever thought about it and thought about the fact that you may not be wired for what you think you're wired for, especially if you're in real estate? Everyone is wired differently. Can you remember back in elementary school? And I remember the kid that sat behind me, his name was Vince, and he was great in math. And as it turns out, he had an eidetic memory, went to FSU, became a lawyer, because he had the mind for it. Now me, I could have gone to school 10 times over to be a lawyer, and I would have been disbarred 14 times if I would even got my license at all. So I'm not that good at that kind of stuff. So it came so easy to him for math, and I wondered why. But when it came to something like basketball, he couldn't even get his shoes on the right foot. Simply put, that child, my friend Vince, was wired for mathematics. There's nothing he could do or you could do. That's just the way it is. Now let's hope he found a career that was suitable for him. He became a lawyer, very successful, very happy for him. Okay, here's someone that's an example of someone who found their wiring rather early. My daughter's 4th grade teacher was the very best at her profession of any educator that I ever encountered. Now, the daughter I'm talking about, 4th grade, I think she's 30 years old now. So I've talked to and seen a lot of educators between now and then, but she was always the best. And the reason that she is because she explained to me about wiring. She said she was using the gifts the Lord gave her to the fullest extent of her ability. So she was wired to teach children. Now you'll do well to remember this. Don't you love that face? No one gets everything, but everybody gets something. I wasn't blessed with an ability to do math or spelling. As a matter of fact, I can't think of I know what I was blessed with, the ability of being a good dad. That's what I was. Okay, the real puzzle is to learn what blessing you did get and expand upon it. So if you like literally wiring, if that comes natural to you, try to find something in electricity or an electrician. Try to find something that suits your wiring. And it's not going to come the first time. You're going to have to experiment with things. And some kids, I don't know if it's the same way anymore, but back in the day, my mom wanted me to be a pediatrician and insisted that I took Latin my first year of high school. So I did. And unfortunately, it was taught by Mr. Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez had a very thick Spanish accent. So I had a very difficult time learning Latin from a man with a Latin accent. Long story short, I flunked out and didn't become a doctor, but that's a story for another day. But sometimes your parents are going to tell you what you should be doing, and you do it, it doesn't work out. Find what you're good at. Some people receive specific gifts or blessings. Some teachers and coaches are just wonderful in their profession. All professional athletes, let me tell you something, if you make it to a status where you're a professional athlete, you're blessed beyond recognition, man. You got the gifts that God gave you, and I'm very pleased and happy that you're able to make a living and provide for your family on something that is that fun. It looks fun. I mean, I don't have any skills, so I don't know. Some business professionals, talk about Elon Musk. These guys are smart. So they're wired for what they're doing. If they weren't, they'd have to find something else. Some dancers and singers, they're all blessed with skill, and I'm very pleased that they were able to find what they were good at and excel in it. While other folks, probably you and me, we need to discover our gifts because they're not so obvious. Those gifts may not be as profound as the ones listed on the slide before, but they're powerful nonetheless. It's the same including real estate agents. Same with everyone. Agents in particular, because when you get your license and you start in this industry, you're going to be guided by people that think they know. They think they know you. They think they know the industry. They think they know what's best for you, but they don't. Only you can tell them. So here we're talking about real estate agents. Have you ever wondered why some agents are successful while others struggle? I'm sure if you sit in your office, you could swing a dead cat and look, oh, by the way, I love cats, swing a dead cat and hit one or two people that qualify under all these three items. It could be that they have a better, more consistent work ethic. Yes, but if they're not doing the right things, it doesn't matter how hard they work. It could be that their ability to communicate and hold intelligent conversation is spectacular. They excel with that. But if they're not talking to the right people, their efforts are going to go unsatisfied. They're not going to make any money. And it could be that they have no fear and feel that they can't be stopped. That's the typical young agents. That's the way they are, man. Because they don't know what they should be afraid of. But there are things you have to be afraid of. And there are things that you can do to increase your percentages. And all these items listed here, all wiring. You had no choice about getting those abilities. One of the keys to a successful career in any profession, not just real estate, is to discover what you're wired for. What are you best at? Are you best at research? Looking for that molecule under the microscope? Are you better talking to all the doctors about it? Are you better at preparing scripts or presenting them? Are you better at crunching numbers to figure out why? Or are you better talking to a group of first-time homeowners? Can you feel the difference there? They're not the same person isn't going to be good at all those things. So you just have to discover what you are good at, what you're wired for. And I think I can help you do that. It makes no sense, or little to no sense, teaching you how to make a successful listing presentation if you're not wired to make it. If you can't make the presentation worth a darn, it doesn't matter how good you know it. You're not going to be successful. And the alternative, it makes no sense teaching you how to uncover motivated seller leads on a computer if you're better wired to make the pitch in person. So you've got to discover what you are, and don't let someone else tell you what you are based on what their need is. You've got a skill, you just have to find it and figure out which you're best at. Let us help you unlock your potential. Have a conversation with me. We'll talk about what you like, what you don't like, what the market will bear, and how you can make money based on your skill set. Don't be afraid to call me, because if you are afraid to call me, that just means you're not supposed to be calling any sellers or talking to people in person. You can send me an email. That tells me something about you. You can send me a text. That tells me something about you too. But anyways, you've got skill. Let's put it to work so you can make some money. What do I have over there? Rich Meyer, Pockets of Specialized Knowledge, POFSK. That's my website. You can reach me there. You can find all the things I'm doing and talking about. My phone number's there. Don't be afraid to call, text, and I will give you real estate instructional additive. You can stay at the office where you're at, but I will expand your career based on what you're good at. And our professional experience knows no limits, just like your dreams. So if you're dreaming of becoming successful in real estate, listen, man, you're gonna. Stick with it. But let's narrow it down a little bit. Let's find out something that you can do better than anybody else. And let's expand on that. Let's teach you how to invest in real estate. Anyways, if you like the video, please subscribe. If you don't like it, then just don't, I guess. In any event, I appreciate you stopping. It's so kind of you to stop by and visit my channel. I'm sure we'll talk again another day. Remember, visit your real estate clubs, because you don't know what you don't know, and you'll learn a lot about what's out there by talking to other investors. In any event, have a great day. See you guys again.